Hi guys, my name is Megan and today is my Booktube anniversary. Alright, so in honor of it being my 4th Booktube anniversary, which to me somehow seems crazy that it's been 4 years. Alright, thank you to everybody who has subscribed to this channel over the years. Thank you. This has just been such a fun adventure and I can't wait to see what we do in the future. But let's go ahead and dive into today's video. So normally what I have been doing for the last couple of Booktube anniversaries has been like a bookshelf reorganization, but the moving vlog should be coming out sometime soon, finally. My dad's house is done, so hopefully we'll be able to move all the bookshelves, all my books that are in storage, back to his house. Although I do kind of enjoy filming here because it's different. But I figured that today, instead of, doing a bookshelf organization, go through some of my favorite books from the last 4 years. Alright, so officially this channel started in September 2017. What a different world we lived in back then. Like, honestly, wow, such a different time. And it was only the last couple of months that I had of 2017, really, for this channel. So the books that I have picked out as being my favorites from that year were Six of Crows, which that was the first time I ever read Six of Crows, and I was super late to the party on it, but oh my god, did I love that book so much. I still love it. Although I like Crooked Kingdom better, and that's probably a controversial opinion, but I loved Crooked Kingdom so much. But also one that I kind of haven't talked about in a long time is Magic Bitter Magic Sweet. That was one of the first book reviews that I ever did on this channel, and I will leave it linked up in the corner. I loved that book so much. It was very creepy, but also like very magical and whimsical. It was kind of a retelling of a lot of different fairy tales, especially ones that had to do with baking, because the main character ended up being a baker for all of those other fairy tales, and like it got all mixed together, and it was just such a really good, like, atmospheric book. Okay, so for 2018 was a big year for me for rereading things. That's also when I started collecting comic books. The one that really stood out as my favorite, and it's always been a favorite, and that is Lady Night. This is the 4th book in the Protector of the Small series. I have an entire series review that I will leave linked up in the corner for you. But Lady Night has always been one of my favorite books from the Protector of the Small Quartet series. I love that book to pieces. Cal, it feels like she's part of my heart. She is my favorite character of all time. She's the one I relate to the most out of any of Tamora Pierce's books. So the other book that I chose for being one of my favorites for 2018 was actually the Red Robin comic series. So this, I spent a year and a half searching through comic book shops, like asking for them for Christmas, whatever. I spent a year and a half collecting all 28 issues, plus the one special edition of the original Red Robin comic run from 2011. Let me tell you, I love Tim Drake as Red Robin, or Robin as he is in the current continuity. Also, he just was, confirmed as bi, which is amazing, and feel vindicated for that. But the Red Robin comics were so good, and I loved getting to read them and, getting to read some of the source material for one of my favorite characters. Okay, moving on to 2019. So this one I actually picked 3 of my favorites because I honestly couldn't pick between them. So for 2019, obviously, is when I read Wolf Song for the first time. I also read Raven Song, but that one, I had to pick just one. So I picked Wolf Song because, this book broke my heart. It also introduced me to TJ Klune's writing, and now I'm like a fan for life, I think. I'm so happy that I read Wolf Song. My second favorite book for 2019 was Wild Blue Blunder. This is one of the last books that I read 2019. This book also broke my heart. It's about grief and grieving, and I read that book probably at the right time. Honestly, that book, still thinking about that, reading that book makes me want to cry a little bit. Was so good and so heartrending, but also like heart mending. And if you guys need a book about grief, read that one. It's so good. Okay, and then the last book that I picked for 2019 is Sorcery of Thorns. I love this book. If if you're a book lover that loves reading books about books, read this book. It's so good. Elizabeth and Nathaniel are top-notch, but Silas, oh my god, Silas is incredible. I love him. This is about books that come to life and like are kept in a library so they don't hurt people. And it's just such a good book, and like the characters are top-notch. Silas, it's amazing. Elizabeth, amazing. Nathaniel, amazing. So then we come to 2020, which, oh, probably one of the worst years ever. But I had some really good books to read in 2020 in lockdown, quarantine, whatever. My first favorite book from 2020 was Felix Ever After. This book was just incredible and one that is going to stick with me for a very long time. Yeah, this book was just so good. If you haven't read it yet, please do. It's probably one of the best books that I've ever read, honestly. So my next favorite was The Last Sun. This is the first book in the Tarot sequence. It's honestly so good, and like it's urban fantasy at its best. And like the characters are amazing, and it's most of the characters are canonically LGBTQ. There's polyamory, there's accidental child acquisition. It's actually such a really great found family book series, like top notch, highly recommend. Please read it. And then my last favorite book from 2020 was Taproots. This is one of the cutest graphic novels that I've ever read. It combines gardening and necromancy and ghosts and like the afterlife. It's so good. Please read it. I know I've talked about it in quite a few recommendation videos. It's one that you should definitely check out. Alright, so that is it for this. Thank you all for joining me for 4 years of Booktube. I can't wait to see what we do in the future here on the channel. If you guys like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. If you haven't already but would like to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to follow me on social media for more bookish stuff, check out the links down below. Alrighty, bye guys!